My wife and I decided to get a divorce after, almost, 31 years. My M51 and wife, F50, have been together for almost 31 years. For years everybody thought of us as the perfect couple. To be frank, I also thought of us as the perfect couple. I had a lot of things going in my life badly, but at least I was happy that on the romance side, things were going well, and from a young age too. Things took a turn for the worse when the kids were born. This is common and not unexpected. My wife was suddenly a lot less interested in spending time with me. I was hoping that when the kids grew, they're both teenagers now, things will go back to how they were. That didn't happen. In fact, it kept getting worse. It just seemed like my wife isn't that interested in my company anymore. In the past 10 years our marriage was not a happy one, with a lot of fights and resentments. In the past 3 years, it looked like our marriage is on life support. The simplest way to explain this is that when we met and started dating, back in the early 90s, we were very different people than we are today. We were practically teenagers then. We've increasingly had fights where the topic of a divorce would come up. Always by me. The thing is, my wife would be perfectly content if we kept on living together, as effectively roommates, where I'm looking for a relationship, intimacy. A year and a half ago we started going to couples therapy. While at first it seemed like it's helpful, in hindsight it feels like putting a band-aid on a flesh wound. In our couples therapy, the therapist would try to encourage intimacy, time together. While superficially it seemed like it's working, at some point it started becoming clear that it's artificial, not entirely genuine. I appreciated the effort, but it just wasn't it. Yesterday I said, again, that it might be time for a divorce. For the first time, my wife agreed. We've started planning how we're going to do this. I initiated this and I think it's the right move. But, I'm absolutely terrified. I keep getting panic attacks. I'm afraid of the logistics, dating in my 50s, I haven't dated since I was 20, the finances, I've been working on starting my company during the past year so most of our income comes from my wife. The worst part is that part of me is crying for the dying relationship, the idea we're not going to grow old together, that we won't go on vacations together. I think the thing I would miss the most is my wife's friendship, she's still my best friend. Not being able to tell her about my day and hearing her thoughts. It breaks my heart.